How y'all doing, baby? It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Rained all day yesterday, baby. The sun's back out today. Humidity's a little high, but I'll take it. The temperature's not so high. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day. What's going on, John? Well, right now, up on the House floor up there, they're trying to vote whether or not Kevin McCarthy's going to have a job because old Matt Gaetz stood up there and put a motion on the floor to vacate the seat, and boy, howdy shit, here we go. He ain't got enough votes to remain speaker, and nobody else is stepping up to be speaker, so we just won't have a speaker, and the people's work just won't get done. That's not why I want to talk about today, but we're going to get back to that subject in just a minute. I wanted to talk to him for a second about why I got into this, how come I started running my mouth over almost 7 years ago, baby. When that man came down the escalator, baby, I went, holy shit, what? And then he won? Are you shitting me? Yeah, I opened my mouth then, and it cost me dearly, but I'm willing to pay any price that is because others... I want to quote this whole... my show today, my rant today. Is it my words I want you to pay attention to? I have to take my glasses off so I can read because I'm an old man. It's not my words I want you to listen to. It's John Kelly's. John Kelly's words, who stood up after this disgusting disgrace of a man called Trump, stood up and insinuated that General Milley should be executed, hoping, yeah, we'll get to that in a second too. I want to read you, in case you haven't read it in the news, in case you haven't heard it on the TV or something. I'm going to advertise it. I want to read what John Kelly said, because what John Kelly said strikes to the core of this country. And it strikes to the core of who Donnie is. So forgive me while I entertain myself with John Kelly's words of wisdom. He said, and pardon me again, I have to read. What can I add that has not already been said? Kelly said when asked if he wanted to weigh in on his former boss in light of recent comments made by other former Trump officials. What can I add that hasn't already been said? A person that thinks those who defend their country in uniform or are shot down or seriously wounded in combat or spend years tortured as POWs are all suckers because there is nothing in it for them. A person that did not want to be seen in the presence of military amputees because it doesn't look good for me. A person who demonstrated open contempt for a Gold Star family, for all Gold Star families, on TV during this 2016 campaign, and rants that our precious heroes who gave their lives in America's defense are losers and wouldn't visit their graves in France. A person who is not truthful regarding his position on the protection of unborn life, on women, on minorities, on evangelical Christians, on Jews, on working men and women. A person that has no idea what America stands for and has no idea what America is all about. A person who, I'm shaking when I read this shit. A person who cavalierly suggests that a defense warrior who has served his country for 40 years in peacetime and war should lose his life for treason in expectation that somebody will take action. A person who admires autocrats and murderous dictators, a person that has nothing but contempt for our democratic institution, our Constitution, and the rule of law. There is nothing more that can be said. God help us. That's John Kelly, and the only thing I'm going to take issue with is the last words. God help us. No, it's not God that's going to help us. God's had his chance, didn't he? Well, it didn't work out. He became president because he suckered in a whole lot of people, because he went out and hugged a flag or talked about his great patriotism and how wealthy he is and how much of a great businessman he is. We're seeing all of that lie being laid out in court, aren't we? Yeah, he's been nothing but a liar, a cheat, and a thief all his freaking life. But what got me in was that draft-dodging car. 1%, baby. 1%. Right now, 1% in 1971 when I went in, it's 1%, baby. That's who serves this country. 1% of our population. And that's what Donnie thinks of them, baby. The people that are willing to stand up and defend democracy, defend our freedoms here and abroad. Donnie doesn't have any time for that shit, baby. Who are they? The bunch of losers and shit. Look at what he said about John McCain. A man who sacrificed, a man who could have gotten out of that POW prison because of who his father was, but decided to stand with his fellow Americans and spent years. He's a hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured. I like this thing. The disgusting man that my family, my friends, and my neighbors decide to follow down a stinking path of traitorism in my book. You get no sympathy from me. You know who he is. He's being told again today who he is. But they say his numbers went up, baby, because of what we have going on now. And you don't think that Trump hasn't got his hand in the shit that's going on right now? Oh, hell no. Donnie is the one that called Matt Gaetz and told him, shut it down, baby. Ruin the country. Don't worry about it. Told Marjorie Taylor Greene the same thing. Michael Cloud, the whole bunch of teabag, Freedom Caucus. They love that word, freedom. They don't want to defend it. They just want to talk up there a big shit about it. Well, they had their chance to defend freedom over in Ukraine, but they don't want to approve that either. We got to get a separate spending bill for that because fuck freedom. That's what the Republicans want. They want to install a demigod, a king, a draft dodger, a liar, a cotton on cheek. Every damn word you could think to describe the little squirmball who's sitting in front of a judge scowling at him today. He didn't have to be in that courtroom. Could have been given a deposition right now, but Donnie doesn't want to do that. He'd rather sit in that courtroom and come out every 15 minutes and talk about how wonderful he is and a witch hunt and, a racist DA and a judge and all sorts of shit, whatever he could pin on anybody else. It's all he's been all his stinking life. I hope if you're still supporting him, you're relishing in the disgrace that you wrapped yourself in. I have no sympathy for him. Anyway, it is Tuesday. We'll be live tonight. Blue Dot Family Meeting, 6 p.m. on YouTube, on Facebook. Come by and join us on Discord. Join the conversation. Explain to me why that man should not be in prison for the rest of his stinking life. See y'all. Bye.